Hey, you're watching Race 1. Have a good time.
The Motoring Club of Barbados Inc. held their final event for their 2011 racing season at the popular Woodland to Colleton stage, which includes the famous S's at the Duck Pond. There were 17 cars on the entry list for this tarmac event, which was coming on the heels of 2 gravel events at Black Bass. Leading the charge was John Penty Powell, who was the only entry in the WRC class. In his recently acquired S14 Subaru Impreza WRC, Powell was first off the line, and he was expected to be the fastest on the day as the only 4-wheel drive competitor. After the practice run, he was the only one under 2 minutes. However, rain had wet the early section of the course, and though the road was drying quickly, most of the front runners were slower than their practice run times, and Powell was one of them. Powell was now only half a second ahead of the hard-charging second-place driver after the second run. Number 2 off the line, Neil Armstrong in his Toyota Starlet. He was always one of the favorites to lead the 2-wheel drive battle, but none would have imagined that he was going to get so close to Powell's times on the day. In the practice run, he was just over 2 minutes on the stage, but he also suffered from the wet roads on his first official run, and was 2 seconds slower because of this. With a dry stage ahead of him for the second run, Armstrong laid down an incredible time of 1 minute 54.57 seconds and was hot on the pace of Powell. Next to tackle the stage was Stuart Maloney in the Peugeot Maxi. Maloney was one of the drivers that fans were keeping their eyes on after his performance at Bushy Park during the International Race Meet. Not looking to take any chances on the wet road, Maloney was 6 seconds slower than his practice run time on his first official run. This placed him 6th in the overall standings. However, the dry road allowed him to bounce back, and he shot up into 4th place, less than a second off the 3rd place competitor. Roger Mears, who was sharing the Toyota Starlet with his brother Barry, was the next to follow. However, during Roger's practice run, the gear stick broke, and this meant they would spend the next few minutes repairing the damaged part. Roger had already missed his first official run, but was able to rebound in the next one to lay down a good time, enough for him to claim the 3rd place spot behind Armstrong and Powell. Calvin Briggs in the Ford Escort was another competitor who suffered because of the rain on the first run. However, he got progressively faster and had shaved about 8 seconds off his rain-affected time and 4 seconds from his practice run time. His final run time was even faster, and he finished 8th overall with a time of 2 minutes, 12.93 seconds. Jeremy Sisnett was having a close battle with Sean Fields, which saw mere split seconds separating the two. In his Ford Fiesta, Sisnett was trailing Fields after the practice and first official run. But in the second official run, Sisnett edged ahead to hold that advantage with one more run to go to see who would emerge as the winner of this two-way battle. In the seesaw battle, which saw both drivers leading each other at some stage of this event, Sean Fields saved the best for last and finished with a time of 2 minutes 16 seconds and managed to edge out Sisnett, who recorded a time of 2 minutes 16.63 seconds. Carlos Edwards in his Toyota Starlet had at one stage been as high up the standings as 4th overall during the event, but could not match the speed of the front-running two-wheel drives, and though he did get faster as the event went along, he had to settle for 6th overall for the fastest time of 2 minutes 3.62 seconds recorded in his third and final run. Jamal Brathwaite in his Mitsubishi Colt had been consistent all season long. However, he did not enjoy a good outing in this last event. In a 2-minute stage, he crept across the line over 11 minutes after leaving the start in his second official run and never made it back for the third and final one. He had to settle for his first run time as his fastest and was 9th overall.
It was a wonderful stage. You know, the car worked well. He just had a little problem with the dipstick blowing off the last 2 runs, so they didn't go too well, but it was a good day.
In terms of the overall year, how did it go for you?
Well, he won the championship. You won Raw Drivers Championship in one club, so it was a very good year for me. You know, I got to thank my sponsors, you know, Chicken Pie Racing Team, and for bringing me out to help me through the year. And it was a good year.
What's next for you?
We can probably try to do some modifications to the engine. The guys in the class are getting a lot faster than we are, so consistency will not be good enough for next year.